Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kaiserreich. We are still the Philippines. We still haven't been attacked, though. I did check. It is still totally possible for the Japanese to decide, yeah, we're going to attack you. Though, something tells me they are going to have bigger fish to fry. Anyways, China is reunifying itself. Good for them. The Princely Federation is huge. They're big old huge. They never bothered to take Nepal or Bhutan. I don't know if they're going to do that later, but, anyways, meanwhile, the West is red. It is very, very red. Really red. Look how red the West is. The Ottomans have been stomped into the dirt, and the Greeks really clearly benefited a lot from, clearly benefited a lot from their victory here. Got a random independent Bosnia, just chilling. We have a random big Austria, likewise, chilling. A random Slovakia. And an extremely ugly Hungary. That is the situation as it stands. We were in the process, I believe, of designing submarines. We should actually wait for that. Designing airplanes, we should likewise wait for that. Right. We are trying to hold Beihai so we don't let the nationalists, or the left KMT, sorry, gain access to the sea. We no longer get the effects of workers' rights. Workers, you had rights, but they're gone now. Get them out of here. More like workers' wrongs. Got them. Cannons? No. Bombs? No. Aircraft construction? Yes. We could try to push. Maybe we do that. No. We got basic small airframes. Let's get a better airplane. Improve small airplane. Airframe. Look at that. That's never gonna work. Yeah, the Nanjing government is looking increasingly destined for a victory here. Okay, creation of the International Avant-Garde. That happened in 1944. Random. But, okay. Sure. Whatever. Would taking Yulin be possible? I mean, it would be. No, they've been reinforced. So. Not by me. Though it will be taken. If I just, like, do this. Okay. We'll apparently, stomp on someone. That's cool. Should I do that? I absolutely should not. We got a basic submarine. We're just going to keep getting better boats. No reason not to just go for best possible subs right off the bat. Like, could I march on Nanning? I absolutely could. Doing so would be really risky, so I'm not going to. Kind of missed my chance there. Maybe, but no, that won't work. I'll go back to Yulin. gonna try to fall back. Like, this tile is kind of terrible. Kind of just like a bad tile, I'll be honest.
Move out.
Yeah, I'm running into some serious supply issues. I go to Zhangjiang. And boost myself. Boosty boys. We got paratroopers.
Ready.
I don't even care. Troopers. What's next on the list? Yeah. New generation naval officers. National dream fulfilled. It's 1944. From abject defeat in its war against the United States in 1902, the Philippine nation slowly emerged from a state of servitude. It has been a long struggle, yes, and not without reverses and compromises, but today we see the course we took was justified and the fruits of our labor well worth it. The Philippines, the nation, once more, free, unshackled, and in control of its destiny. Hoo-hoo! A proper diplomatic service. That might be a good idea.
Ready, sir.
Philippines, once a province be, a nation, once again.
Move out.
A really good nation for the first time. You know, the Philippines weren't a thing until they became a colony, bringing together all the people who were colonized together to be like, this sucks, I don't like this. And so, that is how a nation is created. More often than not, in the face of opposition. People realize that they have more in common than they have apart.
Yes, sir.
Nope. That won't work.
Move out.
Nope. Still won't work. Oh wow, they managed to take Hanoi. That's pretty Hanoi. Comedy. Anyways.
Ready.
Come on.
Taking aim.
I'm taking aim. Yeah, this seems increasingly inevitable. Survivability studies, probably a good idea. We're just never going to be able to build tanks, which does mean we're going to have to focus a little bit more on that anti-tank, especially now that we're in the late game and people have actual... What the heck? Oh, okay, capitulated. And that didn't lead to annexation? Nothing happened? That's so funny. That Paraguay capitulated, but did not get... Nothing happened. That's really funny to me. Like a random Uruguay is still just chilling out. Social conservative in this tide of syndicalism.
Listen up.
We have two non-syndicalist nations. We have Paraguay and Uruguay. My national dream has been fulfilled! Mabuhay! As Philippines complete a political factions capstone focus. The hub of the Pacific, and a proper diplomatic service. With all the deprivations of American rule, the development of our country, the greatest was its restriction on our country's ability to conduct its own foreign affairs. With our independence coming quite suddenly, we now face the important task of establishing ourselves on the world stage. Our Department of Foreign Affairs is growing, and many of our best and brightest are lining up to serve it. Look at that.
Yes, sir. Come on,
No.
move out. Ready to move. Ready, sir.
Actually, somewhat gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna go here and then train.
Attention.
We're still kind of stuck in this situation where we can't push forward. But I still feel like that'll do it. The Guangzhou Nationalist government is capitulated. We are done in China. I don't really like that guy. Unification by the League Marshal. Who would have thought that the kleptocratic miasma... It's so funny how much they hate this guy. The kleptocratic miasma of the League of 8 provinces would weather the storm. With the League collapse in 1936 having undeniably torn down its rotten structure in one fell swoop, few believed it would ever again reach the zenith of its power that it had in 1929. And yet, here it has far surpassed that of the old League, trumping expectations. It would not be Sun Xuanfang that would unite the nation under the Soshinjili clique, but that of Qi Zhenjuan. A detested subordinate of the Smiling Tiger, he controversially took the reins following the former's incapacitation. Pursuing an open-door policy, it would appear the Germans are an erstwhile ally in the East, although many fear another League collapse in the future. A bastard's reign, exported nationally. Well, that is so funny to me, because the Germans are not, the Germans are not in power. So, you know... Well, that's that. Can't do inland development zones. Remove dishonest government. Remove coercive war. Add coercive government. They got boats. They got army stuff. National reunification. Good luck, folks. Hey. And our troops are back in town. Probably deploying too. I don't know, Zimbabwe? Probably Davao.
Attention.
We're back. Technically, I still have Japanese volunteers. In case they face another invasion, I'll be there to help them out. But right now, mostly I'm just, frankly, getting training from the Japanese. We really are, like, alone. Okay. Again, declared war in Paraguay. That's pretty funny. Immediately another Paraguayan war. Wonderful. Hub of the Pacific. Formerly the axis of world politics revolved around Europe, but that may not stand forever. Japan is a great power. China is awakening from its slumber. Not to mention India. The Pacific region increasingly playing a large role in the world economy, where wealth flows, power follows. The Philippines may never be one of the great nations of the world, but with its strategic position at the center of the Western Pacific, it may yet be an indispensable one. We're going to gain standing our ground. Our refusal to be a mere puppet has thus far succeeded. We might even have the juice to consider fortification. Which, yeah, that might be wise. Probably want to boost that one more than anything. Defending Puerto Princesa might actually be worth our time. Anyways, Looks like the Franks have launched their invasion.
Orders.
You probably should just go to Yokohama. Dude, this is like actually a weird bug. Paraguay gets invaded, they get defeated, and then nothing. They don't lose anything. That's very odd. Alright, engines. Okay. Again, they've landed, but they, you know, not really achieving anything there. Better Mountaineers? Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, I'll keep training. Okay, again, another repetitive war. I think I'm actually going to work on basic submarine snorkels. And Xinjiang has decided to join peacefully. That makes sense. Russian-Chinese trade deal. And we have, I feel like a logical alignment would either be the Chinese aligning with the Russians or aligning with the Princely Federation, though that might prove to be politically impossible. Alright, we are running out of stuff to do, but not out of stuff. Let's do expand. Let's do create the bomber wing. Inspired by European doctrines of strategic destruction and land-air integration, the Army Air Corps has authorized the creation of a program dedicated to training pilots to carry out bombing missions in order to target potential enemy ground or naval forces from the skies. Third time's the charm, I guess. Yeah, and then they just capitulated immediately, signing a peace deal, ending their hostilities. Okay. But, and then nothing happens. It's very strange. Alright, the Japanese have survived the storm thus far. The 73rd is almost... Southern Rhodesia is capitulated. This time, will it be conquest? I think it may be. Are we going to get another declaration of war against Paraguay? Yeah,
Yes,
alright, we have fully modernized ourselves.
Fall in.
I'm going to convert these folks to modern infantry. Actually, now I'm wondering. Mountaineers. Duplicate. Modern. Mountaineers. Do that. And then the standard array of artillery, anti-air, anti-tank. Not great for org, but you know. I think that'll do. Alright, here's what we're going to do.
Commands.
Marines and... actually, we should do this.
Ready to move.
These two units can go modern infantry. And then,
Ready, sir.
these guys can go... They cannot go modern mountaineers. So you...
Yes, sir.
see, you can go modern infantry. And then
Fall in.
all the mountaineers can go modern mountaineers. Wonderful. And the remaining infantry can go modern infantry. We don't quite have enough towed anti-tank, but other than that, we have everything we need. Gonna be across the board update. Okay. Beware the buggy nonsense. All right, we've created the bomber wing. Time to expand island air bases. In order to expand island defenses, especially for the air, we have started an ambitious program to renovate and develop new airfields, such as Del Carmen Airfield, Clark Field, Eba Airfield, Del Monte Airfield, Baton Airfield, and Nichols Field. Alright, basic submarine snorkel complete. Time to go. Improve submarine snorkel. That should give us the subs that we need. Alright. I don't know why this keeps happening. I think I am just going to manually annex... I'm just going to manually have the Andean Popular Confederation annex Paraguay, lest we run into a situation where these wars keep getting declared and it just bugs infinitely forever. Right. I am actually going to declare this the rise of Irish socialism. That's kind of significant. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Alright. The rise of Irish socialism. Elections were held in the Irish Republic today. Defeat of Germany, once regarded as Ireland's biggest allied protector, the force of the Third International, has come as a dramatic blow to the Irish people and brought about a seismic shift in opinions among the populace, resulting in the surprising victory of a left-wing coalition led by the pacifist Socialist Progressive Labour Party. This has been met with a shock, given the former widespread conservative anti-syndicalist views of the Irish public, but while some credit the ideas of socialism finding their way to Ireland, the light of their ascendancy in Europe, others have attributed the fear of syndicalist invasion to the nation not fall in line to the Socialist Coalition government's unexpected triumph. The waves of the world crash upon Ireland. And with that, I am going to call it here. Red world. It's very red. We've got a few little splotches of democracy in Eastern Europe. And some of these syndicalists are, at least allegedly, pretty democratic. And these governments are authoritarian democrats. Again, allegedly, at least pretty democratic. The Siamese are still technically democratic. But, generally speaking, we are one of the few remaining bastions of liberalism in a world that is moving to the extremes. Yay. Go us. Alright, I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.